Hello, everybody. I'm
Hey guys,
welcoming you to the
it's been a while, huh?
Sports Excited.
I knew that I sort of slacked. I knew I didn't do it in a couple of weeks, but I'm looking at my notes here. I haven't done one since the beginning of the month, and it's freaking March 16th right now. So yeah, I'd like to have done this every week, once a week, one a week, but just let it slip away from me, and now I'm way behind. So, have no fear, I'm not going to recap every single game. I have one game notes, that was from March 2nd, and then I missed a lot of games in this stretch. Like, one of the things I was proud of last season was that I watched close to every
younger players that I play with. But it's important
and this season, I'm like, ugh, I missed maybe 10 games. And it's not that I don't like watching the Timberwolves, not that they're exactly fun to watch. You know, I really get excited for every game, before every game, to see what players are going to do well, and things that people can improve on. But I don't know, I just sort of lost my my drive this season. But I'm going to the Wolves-Warriors game on March 21st. From now, it's let's see here, about 5 days away. Let's see here. Today's Wednesday, so tomorrow's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, 5 days away. So I'm not really going exactly to see the Wolves. I'm going to see the Warriors. But I also got tickets for the last game of the season against the Pelicans. So maybe we'll be playing for a lottery position to have something to root against, or root for. I don't know. Either way, it'll be fun. So, the big news and notes that I have that I can think of, I didn't keep taking notes since I started watching, or since I stopped watching, but so Kevin Martin was, I don't know if I talked about this in the last one. It feels like I should talk about it in the last one, but I don't know if I did. Kevin Martin did get bought out. Oh shit, right at the deadline. And
a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, I was, I'm alright with him leaving. It's just kind of disheartening that we couldn't get like even a second round pick for him, Come on, Wiggins. But yeah, and it's also just like any team who's going to deal with the Wolves for a veteran player should just offer them garbage, because that's what that's what we deserve, Like, we traded Corey Brewer away for peanuts, but at least we got something for him. But he's actually not, an old dude. He's a valuable player. Look at that dude. I've never seen him before. And we traded Mo Williams for basically a bag of chips. We don't really deserve players for veteran guys, Whatever, Kevin Martin's a nice player. I haven't been keeping tabs on anything in the NBA lately. I don't know. NBA. I don't know how Kevin Martin's doing with the Spurs, but that's where he signed. So Andre Miller and Kmart go to the Spurs for nothing. We got nothing in return for him. But that's just Wolves basketball. I really hope whoever Glenn Taylor ends up selling the team to can at least do some better business, because you're not even surprised anymore. So the roster, we opened up 2 roster spots, and what we did with one of them was sign Greg Smith to a 10-day, which in the time between my last video and this video, the 10-day expired, and now he's on a new 10-day. He had an ingrown toenail or some shit, which stopped him from playing a couple games. That's the most Wolves thing ever. Last year we signed Miroslav Radulica. Point out because he looked just like another Peck, and he played like 2 games, and then his ankle was hurt and he couldn't play anymore. I was like, what are we signing him to a 10-day contract for if he can't even play? It was so bad. I wouldn't mind seeing Greg Steams on the back. That guy was a freaking, he wasn't very good, but he was an irritant. A lot of people got in fights with him while he was in the Wolves.
Or the lack thereof.
I would still like to see Lorenzo Brown come back. I mean, I don't want to, I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to put a jinx on this, but it never hurts to have 3 point guards. Even though we're not playing for anything, you know. We're just trying to get some confidence for next season, string a few wins together, end the season on a high note.
On the wing, Green. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. And now let's find out which teams have excelled from the free throw line in the season's second half.
So we've been rolling with Rubio, Levine, Wiggins, Jang, and Cat for a good long time now. I think we started Prince maybe one of those games in between now and then. But yeah, Prince hasn't been really playing.
Definitely hit that groove offensively.
They sure have, guys. I mean, really aggressive, and I like that posture.
And that's a good thing, you know. Levine's doing well with the minutes he's been getting. Wiggins, he has a lot of up and down games, sort of the story of the year. But every now and again, he'll have a really great game where you're like, this kid's gonna be amazing.
Here's Green. After the basket by
But I gotta tell you, my expectations for Wiggins has been sort of stampled upon. I don't know, he's just, there's something about him where you just don't think he's going to be that great. He has flashes, let's just say that.
In watching Matt Barnes, he will do all the dirty work for you. He's an instigator, he's an agitator.
You know what, I'm not even going to read my notes for the Wolves-Wizards game because it doesn't hold any bearing. I don't remember anything from those games between now and then. I missed the Bucks game because I was over at my in-laws' house. From what I read, it sounded pathetic. There was 20+ turnovers and starters were benched in the second half.
That's a very good way to describe him.
There was UFC 196, so I didn't watch much of that game at all. Thad and Brook Lopez both rested. I'm pretty sure we won that game. And yeah, I missed
Martin's checked in for Ryan Howlands. PJ Hairston.
I missed the Spurs game. I watched some of it, but it was a blowout. I don't know. I wasn't really paying close attention to it.
Here's Towns.
And then there was a couple other games that I don't remember much at all from. But the Thunder game, the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Wolves at OKC. That game was awesome. That game was so much fun. Our young guys really showed out. It was so good.
Now here's Barnes. 14 points from him the last game against Houston. Wiggins kicks to Jones.
Ah! I mean, the Wolves looked really. And most of those games where the Wolves look good against good competition, you're like, alright, this is great, but it's going to end here in less than, it's going to be over before the fourth quarter even starts because the Wolves are just going to give it away. And it kind of looked like that was about to happen, but the Wolves actually went tit for tat at the end of the game, and
plenty of room to knock down the shot.
They stuck with it. Levine made some big plays. Cat made a huge shot. He just gets so fired up. It's so awesome to see him get excited like that in a big game. And then Ricky Rubio, of all people, from Andrew Wiggins, of all people. That's right. Andrew Wiggins got the ball on the top of the key, I think even above the three-point line. And I just thought it was going to be a stupid Sam Mitchell ISO play where he just tries to run Wiggins into the paint and try and draw a foul and let Wiggins chuck it up there and try and get a, either a bucket or a foul. But Andrew Wiggins goes around and the entire Thunder team just collapses in on him. And Wiggins, instead of going for a shot, he swings it out to Ricky Rubio on the left side of the floor. And Ricky Rubio spotted up from behind the three-point line, threw it up there with so much art, and then swish, he just turns around and starts walking back. It was so awesome. The team looked so pumped for him. It was such a great moment. Like, too bad the season kind of ended there. That was so good.
They can look forward to the Rockets Arena after this matchup to take on Houston. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them. On the court for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, sure, Zach Levine. Yeah, and then the game after the Thunder game where we won it basically at the buzzer, we got beat by the Suns at the buzzer, pretty much, essentially. Because that was at 9 o'clock, and I ain't got time to stay up at 9 o'clock and watch that game. I'm sorry.
One of the things they've done, guys, is taken pride in their free throw shooting this season, and rightfully so.
From 17 feet out, and the shot no good, a bit short.
But yeah, tonight's game is against the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm going to try and make time for it. I mean, we should win against the Grizzlies. Did you see their roster? I'm playing NBA today. They've got Marc Gasol out, Mike Conley out, Zebo out. Mario Chalmers had a scary injury, I guess. He's out for a while. Here's Greg Smith, our new guy.
Back to Rubio.
Ah.
6 on the shot clock. Here's Levine.
That's right.
Oh my goodness, he's just getting nasty on him now. Wow.
Yeah, now that they've built up a lead, this
So,
is when he really
I don't even know who this Weaver guy is, or Weber. I think it's Weaver. 2 B's is Weber,
And that last replay courtesy of Key.
right? I don't know.
Clark, looking around the league, there's no
But,
team that teams want to play less.
I mean, this could be a team that we beat up on. They've got Tony Allen and Matt Barnes to play defense on Zach, and Cat's going to go up against Ryan Hollins. Is that their backup big? And JaMychal Green? I mean, come on. Foz should have a big game.
Now here's Green. 9 points last game.
Lance Stevenson's playing, so who knows what the hell's going to happen.
Allen kicks to Martin. The shot is off. Prince with the defensive effort.
And the Grizzlies played so well against all the other playoff teams. And part of it is that they just have a style that matches up well with anyone.
Here's Bielitsa.
So I don't have, did he just say Bielitsa? That's terrible.
Rubio outside. 5 on the clock.
Oh.
Bielitsa misses.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
I don't know. I'm hoping that I can watch it and pay attention for most of the game. Maybe I'll take notes. That always sort of gets me more involved in the game. But like I said in the last video, I know I said this in the last video, I'm at the point in the season where a win is awesome, a loss is totally fine. The stress out of watching games away, but there shouldn't be stress anyways, 'cause it's just a goddamn game on television. But you know, if I was a team like the Thunder, well, not the Thunder, because they're pretty much guaranteed that 3rd spot. If I was a team like, are the Kings still in the playoff picture? I think they were the 8th seed the last time I checked.
Pass to Levine. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
I'm shocked.
But if I was one of their fans, I'd be stressed out every game. Like, oh man, I want to get to the playoffs so bad if I was them. And the Wolves have never even been close to the playoffs in a long time. Very long time.
Carter outside. Green, the screen. And looks like the illegal kick.
You know, so April, March, February even, you just, your hopes go down. And it can be a good thing, but a lot of times it's just not good at all. Oh shit. Look at these old guys. Dang it. I have a prospect profile here. And it was a quick one. Let's just say that. I wanted to get this done. My girlfriend's out doing laundry. I wanted to get this done. And just sort of give my thoughts on the Wolves for right now. And I did a quick prospect profile because I said I'd do one every episode until the draft. This is our 4th one. This one's on Dragan Bender. Dragan. Bender. Such a good name. Can you imagine Dragan, Cat, and Wiggs, Boz, Tyus, Ricky Rubio? Those are good names. Zach Levine, that's a good name. Matt Barnes, that's no fun. Tony Allen, that's not fun. Marc Gasol is pretty fun. Mike Conley, that's not a fun name. We have fun names on our team. Dragan Bender would be another fun name. That isn't in my scouting report, but that I'm just saying. Good name. Good name. Okay, so he's 18 right now, but he's gonna be 18 when he makes his NBA debut, which is it's cool. I like having 18-year-olds on the team.
There's a screen. Here's Towns. Terrific design.
He's gonna be 18 in his NBA debut. He's 7'1", 216 pounds. That's fucking light. 16 pounds is light. Oh my goodness. What are you doing, Tayshaun?
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Here's Jones.
Oh. He's 7'1", 216 pounds, power forward. Very slight power forward for NBA. I mean, he's probably going to be he's definitely going to be a stretch 4. He isn't going to be able to pound down low at all unless he puts on like 30 pounds of muscle. Even then, 230 pounds, pretty light for power forward. From Bosnia, Herzegovina.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here.
I don't know how to say that. It's Herzgovina, something like that. He plays for Maccabi Tel Aviv in Israel. So I guess he's a pretty piss poor shooter, but his shooting stroke looks like it can definitely be developed. Like, he has a nice looking shooting stroke. He only has a career 27% three-point shot. And he's shooting less than 30% from the field, I believe, this season in Israel. So that's pretty bad. But he's only 18. You know, I'm not sure what kind of basketball programs they have in Bosnia Herzegovina, but I gotta think that he's gonna be able to develop a little bit. Another thing that kind of is a question mark here: he only has a 7'2" wingspan. For a 7'1" guy, don't you think that should be longer? What the hell? Let me see if I can find my prospect profile on goddamn Brandon Ingram. He has a 9'2" standing reach. Well, never mind, that's just standing reach. I don't know, I thought he'd have a longer wingspan, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy.
In that first half, and he knew when to pass it.
He looks athletic as hell, though. He can jump. It looks pretty good like he jumps. He's a pretty good runner. I don't know how speedy he is. I thought he looked like he seemed like someone who gets sped by guarding like stretch fours or bullied by big guys in the paint. Because I mean, NBA guards and wings, they're pretty good ball handlers for the most part. I mean, Andrew Wiggins withstanding. I don't know if he's going to be able to be ready for NBA defense. Well, yeah, like I said, he's only 18. He looks like he could develop pretty nicely. And if Flip Saunders was drafting and he was there at 5, 6, 7, wherever we're going to draft, I think Flip Saunders would take him because he's like a home run swing, sort of like Zach Levine was. He looks like he could be a home run or a strikeout, potentially. You know, I'm hearing a lot of good things about Jalen. I'd rather have some offense. Even though our defense is way worse than our offense right now, I just want a shooter. He's obviously not a shooter, but I think he could be. I'm going to put him third underneath. So my number 1 is Brandon Ingram. 2 is Ben Simmons. 3 is Dragan Bender. And 4 is Jaylen Brown. Chris Dunn is coming up next, and I sort of I'm sweet on Chris Dunn if we can get him because he's an older guy. He's like 24 or something. Maybe, yeah, 24, 23. But we've never really had a true backup point guard, you know? We've always had guys like J.J. Barea and Luke Ridnour. I like Luke Ridnour, but he never was able to play backup point guard because we never had a shooting guard. But if we could get a true backup point guard, that could actually maybe challenge Ricky Rubio. I mean, they're basically the same kind of player. This isn't a prospect profile on Chris Dunn or anything. They're kind of similar players from what I can tell, but I don't know. I think it would be nice to have a similar caliber starting and bench point guard.
And Ricky Rubio, one of the youngest international basketball stars ever. We started hearing about him in the U.S. back when he was 16. And
so, what else have I got to say about the Wolves this year?
His services.
We've only got 21 wins, I do believe.
They set the pick.
My prediction before the season was 27, so it doesn't look like we're going to be able to reach that, but it looks like we'll be getting closer. Definitely not in contention for the first pick. I think Brooklyn and Phoenix has that. Not Brooklyn and Phoenix, Brooklyn and the Sixers. And the Suns, they're not that great either. So I think we're pretty much set for 4, 5, or 6 in terms of drafting order. And that's fine. I'd actually prefer to trade that pick because we have too many young guys, but if we can't get anything worthwhile, just keep it and pick the best player available. You know, Ben Simmons definitely is going to be there. Who knows, maybe Brandon Ingram will test poorly and we'll get a shot at him. So I think he could be a real difference maker for our team. Put him at shooting guard or put Wiggs at shooting guard. And I think a lot of good things would happen with those two guys on the court. It sucked for Levine because he'd be squeezed out, but you don't have to play Ingram in his first year as a starter.
Towns sets the pick for Rubio. There's the pick. Muhammad up top. He's guarded by Stevenson. Muhammad
falling apart here.
I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Weber with it. Now defended by Muhammad. And the basket by Stevenson.
There's been talk about the Greg Kaplan, or Steve Kaplan, I forget his name, having some issues with Memphis that are holding up the sale of the minority stake in the Timberwolves. But I also heard on one of my favorite podcasts, Two Man Wolfpack, that there was a Zach Lowe, Brian Windhorst joint, which said that Greg Taylor's kind of having second thoughts about doing the sale, which is just terrible. I mean, Glenn Taylor is he's not a great owner at all. Like, our team has been shit ever since we got rid of Garnett. It's been shit. Kevin Love, Nikola Pekovic, Andre Karolinko, the corpse of Brandon Roy, and Ricky Rubio would have been a fun team, but that team was just completely ravaged by injuries. That was the last David Kahn year. And ever since then, it's been no hope, pretty much no hope. I mean, we have hope with Cat and Wiggs and Levine and Ricky. You know, that's a hopeful squad, but no one's expecting it to do well. I'll never forget this year. There was so much optimism around our in spring training, or whatever the hell the preseason is called. Definitely not spring training, because it's in the middle of summer, or towards the end of summer, I should say. But it was ridiculous. We were not that good, and then we won. We were like 2-2 to start the season. People were like, see, we're gonna be good. I'm like, what are you joking? We beat the damn Nuggets and the Lakers after our coach died. I wouldn't expect anything less from this group of people, you know. If your coach dies, you should be able to win a couple games right off the gate.
That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
I'm pretty excited to see the, fuck that. Pretty excited to see the Warriors. I wish I would have watched more of their games this year, but I just can't do West Coast games, you know. I wake up at 5 o'clock every morning. I can't spend my nights watching the Warriors. It's, you know, I like basketball, but I'm probably gonna regret not watching every single game of the season later in my life, but basketball right now isn't the biggest thing for me. I still love it. I can't wait to go on Monday, but definitely been slipping away. Oh no, Wiggins is hurt.
Here's Barnes. And so he draws the
What kind of witchcraft are you putting on my team, NBA 2K?
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Timberwolves.
Cat's been sort of slowing down. He was going on a stretch there at the end of the last video, or in my last video, he was going on an insane stretch where he was just ripping off 24 and 17s and stuff like that. He's slowed down a little bit. I don't put any fault on him though. He's been the beast all year.
6 to shoot.
I can't score all of a sudden.
Minnesota will retain possession.
Welcome fans to the FIBA World Tournament.
3 on the clock. Towns wide open, and that one's
But Towns, he's the real deal. He could be an all-star next year. I'm so pumped about Towns. At least every game I watch, I say to my girlfriend, Hillary, we are really lucky to have Karl Anthony Towns.
Now here's
Who knows? If the
on the wing, Stevenson.
season we might have never had Karl Anthony Towns. We might have D'Angelo Russell or Jahlil Okafor or something. Not saying that those guys are bad. I'm just saying they're not cat.
Minnesota leading by 3. Towns, the pass to Prince. And Wiggins with the basket.
Oh man, it's first Wiggins bucket.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Dave Yeager coaching his team during that break.
I'm starting to think about free agent targets. And the pie in the sky dream is to get an Al Horford type who's sort of just a really good all-around player. He's been shooting some threes recently. I don't know about recently, but this season I saw him shoot a few threes.
Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside.
Defensively, I mean, he's not bad.
What really good defenders do.
He can rebound.
Think about their presence.
He could play power forward or center. Cat could play power forward or center, so you can mix and match with the bench. He would be a great player to add. But people are poo-pooing that podcast I listened to, Two Man Wolfpack. This guy was poo-pooing the idea of Nicholas Batum on a max contract for the Wolves. I don't give a shit if we give Nick Batum a max contract. I'd rather give Nick Batum a max contract than someone like Ryan Anderson. Ryan Anderson is a nice player, but he's always hurt, and he's pretty one-dimensional. He's not a great defender. His rebounding is okay, I guess, but no. And I know I say in my prospect profiles, go for a guy who can spread the floor a little bit, shoot threes, and Ryan Anderson is that. But Ryan Anderson is going to cost a hell of a lot draft. But, you know, I wouldn't be mad about Ryan Anderson and a max contract either. I'm willing to give someone a max contract this offseason. I think we should definitely do that. As long as it doesn't impact re-signing all of our core guys like Wiggins, Levine, Cat. I've even been playing with the idea of giving Gorgie Jang a big contract. His defense is shit, but he's a pretty solid offensive player. Him and Towns do very well together offensively.
In sync. Good team basketball resulting in high-quality shots.
I wouldn't hate giving Gorgie Jang like a $14 million a year contract for 4 years. Like, that's pretty low. I mean, he's going to be making more than Ricky, which would be kind of insane. Ricky, actually. Nah, man, I can't remember. 4 years, $48 million. That's what Ricky got, right? So yeah, I guess that's not. That is more. That's $12 million a year compared to 14. Whatever. I'd be willing to do it.
.14 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Shot off the screen. No good.
Gee.
Grizzlies take it the other way.
Oh, well, we got this.
It's going to take something special for them to come back now.
Well, I would say something special and as well, or good fortune, however you want to phrase it.
The Timberwolves have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall.
Oh, fuck you.
Pretty nice efficiency there. Jang with the screen for Wiggins.
Fuck.
And it's going to be a 3-second goal.
I knew it as soon as I passed, and I'm like, that's not going to be good. Yeah, I'm really stretching here still to end this game to think of something else. Alright, his defense is still atrocious. His offense is good. He's been getting so many buzzer beaters. It's so awesome to see the Wolves actually do that for once. Adrian Payne's still a nightmare. Man, I thought Adrian Payne, I knew he wouldn't be good, but I didn't think he'd be this bad. Like, I wouldn't have drafted him in the lottery. I don't think he was drafted in the lottery. I think he was... Maybe he was. Maybe he's 14 or 15. That's not the lottery. He was drafted by the Hawks. I don't think the Hawks were in the lottery, so... Yeah, we traded a non-lottery pick for him.
And Rubio kicks to Jang, and he throws it down hard with one hand.
And,
you know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then
he's not worth the position he was drafted for, or the first-round pick we gave up for him. I'm pretty bummed out about Adrian Payne, but I don't want to cut him. Keep him on the roster. He's cheap as shit.
It falls, and now they trail by just 4.
And just a
roster him, maybe put him on a D-League team for a while.
Nice assist.
And now they decide.
But yeah, make him the 14th or 15th man. Don't let him become good somewhere else. Just if he's gonna suck, let him suck here. Let him get good here. I don't know. He just doesn't seem that smart. He doesn't seem that driven. What do I know? He made the NBA, so I can't really talk shit. I'm just sitting here in my goddamn recliner, working in a warehouse, so.
They trail by 5. 16 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
I don't think we'll re-sign Greg Smith to a rest of the season contract, but I'm curious to see what our next 10-day guy is going to be like. 10-day guys are like a little, like you're stocking on Christmas. They're never going to be anything great, but it's still exciting to see what we got in there.
Green kicks to Weber. For 3, can't hit.
There you go. That's it. Wolves Diary number 8 in the books. Now I don't feel so bad. I did my Wolves Diary. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll do one next week, I think. I'll report on what the game was like at the Warriors game. I'm excited for it. And exciting will happen. I pray to God there's no injuries. We've had such a nice season with no injuries. That's what I didn't want to jinx earlier in the video, and now I jinxed it. So I'm gonna shut up. Thanks for watching.
Hey folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny